Somebody stop me. Welcome to Very Real Tournament, everybody. A comedy battlecast that pits two very real opponents against each other in a very real fight. This week, guys, it's our first post-Zach week. And it's not Zach that I'm looking at in the chair over there.
It could be.
Yeah, and we'll get around to introducing you. I'm not worried about it right now.
I'll stop talking then.
You'd just be silent over there.
Okay.
I wasn't ready.
I see how it is.
I'm not over Zach leaving, honestly. So
Right. No, I get it.
yeah. This week we have our very first guest on Very Real Tournament, and I'll get around to introducing him. I'm still not there yet.
Okay.
But I will tell you guys that this week we have a fight, and it's pretty silly.
Yeah.
I found no humor in this fight.
Yeah, half of it is silly, and half of it is pretty serious. It's Blade versus The Mask. I'm Nick Potter.
I'm Joey Potter.
Colin Sage.
I'm Butler Carter.
And it's about to get smoking. Or very real.
Okay.
Guys, there's a new energy in this room. Can you feel it?
Yeah, I think it's air conditioning.
Yeah, Butler finally fucking stopped being such a cheapo and turned the air conditioning
You're
on when
welcome.
we come over.
You're welcome.
Thanks. I think he did it for our new guest, our very first guest on this very real podcast, which is Very Real Tournament. Let me introduce him now, even though he said his name. I want to introduce him still.
Yeah.
His name is Colin Sage.
Okay, it's me.
Yes.
I'm here.
Should we all...
Yes, make hand sounds for me.
Yes. Yeah, Colin Sage is our first guest. He's an old friend of ours and a businessman,
It's true.
an entrepreneur,
That too.
an artist.
Visionary.
Just,
A visionary.
just a regular dude, really.
Oh, man, he's being so humble out here.
I know. No, it's all fake. I'm actually really famous.
Yeah. For those of you who don't frequent the History Channel, which, if you don't, what are you doing? Ancient Aliens is sick this season. Is that show still on?
There's like ancient alien treasure now or something. I don't know. Nazi
Just
alien
there's
ancient.
there's like spray painting stuff, like green. It's Space Cash.
And Colin was on that show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
I was the alien.
Yeah, that's what I thought. He was just in a goofy costume.
Oh, I didn't play. I am.
Whoa.
I have to keep with the fan thing going.
Oh, okay.
There's people who are counting on me
to be an
to be an
alien.
alien who comes and spray paints things that turns it into Space Cash.
Yeah, that's what you have, his little thing that
Right.
Space Cash.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, man, those people are so fucking gullible.
Hey, those are my fans.
Your
bro.
fans.
Those are my fans.
No, we're talking about a different set of fans.
Okay.
Fans that enjoy watching really attractive looking men swing weapons,
Right.
test weapons,
Right.
have great hair,
Excellent.
have great catchphrases.
Yes.
We're talking about Forged in Fire.
Hell yes.
If you haven't watched Forged in Fire, stop this podcast. Go watch all 5 seasons of
Right.
Forged
No,
in Fire.
just my episode.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Just
my clips.
skip through anytime you're not on the TV.
I've got a super cut out there, guys. It's
But
okay.
then come right back to the podcast.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because we need you.
we do.
No, actually,
Please, we need you more than the History Channel. Needs you. They got money.
we can wait, right? We'll just wait while they watch, like right now.
Yeah, we'll
And
just
we'll
sit
do like a
silently and
commentary.
patiently.
No, it's okay.
No, yeah, our boy went on to Forged in Fire, made some badass weapons,
Yeah,
and defeated all of his opponents.
that's true.
Defeated all of his demons, his inner demons.
Dang.
Yeah,
Those are the worst.
I know, and I saw you. It was a metaphorical battle, but it was also a
Okay.
physical battle.
Oh, you saw them throwing holy water on me
Yeah.
off camera.
Yeah, battling your demons, and he won. And now
Yeah.
here, and we didn't want him on the podcast till he won.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we're trying to have famous people out here. Next week, my wife. No, it's probably true. But she's famous
No,
to
she
me.
is super famous.
Yeah.
Or she has like 1 or 2 weeks to become super famous, you know.
Right.
You don't let her on
She's
until
got to
she is
pick up a
famous.
cool skill on a viral video really
Better get on
fast.
Jeopardy fast.
Like, babe, I really need you to do something fucking cool. Please. My numbers are low. Please.
just eat these Tide Pods. It's okay. Just do it right now.
We can bring it back.
Yeah.
It's gone. But we can bring it back.
Bring back Tide Pods.
Yeah. So he's here chatting about Blade and the Mask with us. I also want to shout out real quick, Hippo Head Forge. That's his forgery.
Yes.
Is that what it's called? Is it a forgery?
It is a forgery.
Okay.
I forgery a lot of things.
Yeah.
So come do business with me.
You give me some blank checks.
Yes, I will. Actually, I can spray you some money.
Oh, okay.
Plug in for Ancient Aliens. Spray
You
some
work
space
for
cash.
History Channel now?
Space Cash.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
Always repping.
Well, they work for me. That's
Oh.
that's how it works.
Yeah.
exactly.
So anyway, we have a famous person. He's on our podcast. We're talking Blade, Mask, and it's going to be great.
Right. That's why you brought me on, actually, because
Right.
my expertise in weapons.
Yes.
I will know
literally
exactly what.
Didn't put that together.
You know, I will know what the characters are doing, especially the Mask. You
Yeah.
know, and my expertise in weapons is what you brought me here.
He also makes ornate masks.
Right.
Oh,
That possess you.
to buy
Alien
them.
possess. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yes, you have to buy them.
No, we went with a sword wielder because Colin makes swords. He was just showing us a beautiful piece before we started the show
Right.
that he had commissioned he commissioned for a person.
Somebody commissioned it from me.
Somebody, yeah. However that sentence
One of
works.
my clients. I don't know what to call them. I think clients is like the nicest way. Customer. If you guys have any
Customer,
ideas,
there's
like,
more of a disconnect. I think client is more personal.
should I call them family? Is that too weird?
It's too weird.
Like, what's
Yeah,
a
no.
good name?
You're not Papa
Like,
John's or whatever.
Ooh, no. If only I could.
When you buy my knife, you're family.
Call them your little hippos.
Oh. Ooh.
Yeah.
Like here you are, sir. Like you're 90 years old. Be my little hippo.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
But I feel
yeah.
like your fans
Sir,
would like that.
I think like YouTubers have names for their fans. I think they can be the little hippos or something.
You know, I don't know if you guys know, but the main fan base for like knives and History Channel probably wouldn't appreciate being called little hippos.
Oh,
Some of them might.
okay.
Now there's some out there.
But aren't hippos like super deadly?
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. People are hippos, but it's like they'll kill you more so than any other animal in Africa, I believe.
Yeah, they
I'm
give
probably
zero
making that up,
fucks.
but yeah. Oh yeah, they will just.
Well, they
straight
also
murder you.
wield swords, which makes them super deadly.
Right.
But Colin, just so you know, any statistic that you say on here, you can just make it up. It
It's
doesn't have
fact.
to.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then it becomes fact.
Yeah.
Right.
We have a wikis team.
Sure.
Yeah.
You can just say whatever you want.
There's
That's what
a
I'm getting.
95% chance that I'm on this podcast right now.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
And you just gave me 95 space caches.
Ancient ghost aliens.
Oh, is that
I
another
might
one?
I might not even be
They're
here.
just
Right.
they just keep spinning off.
Right.
Okay, that's what we're sort of doing today. We're gonna, besides talking about Colin and how famous he is, we're gonna be talking. I think this is what the fourth time I've said this.
Yeah.
Blade, Mask.
Right.
On Team Blade is me and my bladesmith friend Colin.
Cheap.
And then on Team The Mask are the two dudes in the room wearing masks, Joey and Butler. They're wearing sort of metaphorical masks. They mask themselves from society.
Yeah.
Sure.
I
Certainly.
actually have less of a mask. I got contacts.
Sorry.
You're interrupting
You're
me
not.
in my sick joke. But honestly, I'm upset because you guys get to be Team Blade.
We do get to be Team Blade.
It's like what you'd want to be when you're like 5 years old. I want
Yeah.
to be on Team Blade.
I feel like
Yeah.
that's an American Gladiators like team.
Right.
Right. I'm going to pull from the movie, actually, from Blade Trinity. We're the Night Stalkers.
That's
Oh, okay,
way
never mind.
lamer
Right.
than
So-
Team Blade.
What about Team Dracula?
Dang.
Still, Team
Still-
Blade.
okay.
just
The Blood
has, like, a
Gods?
ring
What
to
about...
it.
What about the Daywalkers?
Can we just
That's
be
pretty
like
cool.
Team Ipkiss?
Yeah, you guys are Team
We're
Ipkiss.
Team Ipkiss.
We're Team Snipes.
We're the Snipes.
We're the Snipes. We
Brother,
found it.
the brothers Snipe.
The Brothers Snipe. That's how you have to refer to us for the rest of the podcast.
Right. And only in post-it notes.
Right.
We'll get
All
to
my
that.
notes are on post-it notes.
Okay.
Perfect.
Perfect. You're just like Wesley Snipes then.
Right.
You should be on our team.
Sure.
But you're not. We're fighting you.
At all.
So let's get right into this. Why don't you guys tell us a little bit about The Mask?
All right, the mask. It's a mask.
Okay.
Perfect.
No, if you didn't know, the seminal film with Jim Carrey, The Mask, 1994.
yes.
Right? Yeah. Jim Carrey, Stanley Ipkiss, finds a fucking mask floating in a river.
This bullshit movie finds a
I
fucking
think he
mask.
was like going to kill himself. It was a very similar plot point to 17 Again. I don't know if anybody here's seen that movie. I love that
think
movie.
17 Again stole from The Mask.
Right.
Zac Efron. I almost called him Zach Ipkiss, but
I don't buy that.
okay.
Stole from 17 Again. Yeah, he finds this mask, he puts it on, and he becomes a Looney Tune.
He is basically Bugs Bunny.
Right.
Yeah, like even has like the hopping and jump, like pinballing around a room getting shot at.
Right.
Yeah.
Blade does the same thing, don't worry.
Oh,
Don't worry
okay.
about it.
Yeah, his power range is pretty extensive, just because it's a lot of like cartoon. It's he has like what did you say, Butler? The
Yeah.
cartoon force.
Yeah, it's called Toon Force. It's basically where you have powers that don't make any sense in the real world, but they make sense in cartoons.
Yeah, so we have
Wow.
a Looney Tune coming at you. Also, I haven't seen The Mask in 20 years, something like that, and had no idea about the Loki connection.
Yeah.
Totally forgot about
Ties
that.
right into the Marvel Universe.
Yeah, dog.
Ties right in. Also into God of War.
Infinity War 2, look out. Jim Carrey's coming.
He's just gonna say some outlandish shit.
But it's his number 23 character? I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense.
I'm
but-
here to find the killer of
Right.
my wife.
Right, but at this point, I trust
No one knows.
Marvel. You know,
They could do
you
it.
brought me this far. This seems a little strange.
Thanos has 23 chin lines. I fucking knew it.
But yeah, he has powers of a Looney Tune. Has apparently a lot of powers of Loki, God of Mischief. Cameron Diaz is in this movie.
Oh, thanks.
See,
She is so hot. She's so hot in this movie that one, she's introduced in slow-mo, and two, she has her own theme song when she appears.
Whoa.
Like Wonder Woman and
Whoa.
Black Panther and like all that shit. Like it blew my mind.
All right,
She was
you,
pretty
you didn't
hot,
know,
yeah.
Dom? I mean, all the characters let you know how hot she is at all times. They never stop letting you know that she's hot, and she should be objectified in every way possible,
Agreed. She should be. I
start to
agree.
finish. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, about the Looney Tune powers that we talked about. I thought it was interesting that they pointed to it being like a characteristic of Stanley Ipkiss,
Yeah.
because at one point for about 12 seconds he turns on Looney Tunes and is like, "Yeah, this is really funny and I'm into this."
Not even
So it's like,
not even just that. Like he opens up his drawer and he has like a Looney Tunes like something on a clipboard. I don't know. And then he has a Tasmanian devil pillow in his house.
I totally missed all that.
Really?
Yeah.
You missed the Tasmanian devil bit.
But so they pointed to like, this is why he's gonna have Toon Force powers, because he's into Looney Tunes.
Yeah, I was unsure of the connection of like how they acquired the Looney Tunes rights, because I guess Dark Horse is owned by Warner.
I think so.
All right.
I'm not sure.
That makes sense.
It's kind of like, we got to give him, guys, he's got to be goofy, but we don't really feel like writing that. So let's just kind of throw some
Give him
props in
Looney
there
Tunes
that look
powers.
Looney Tuny,
Right.
and we'll just tie it into the edit.
But some of the powers that includes, he can just pull anything out of his pockets, basically. He pulls a bazooka out at one point.
He's like, oh no. What's Keenan Thompson's character from,
Good burger.
no. From all that where he has the big pants?
I don't remember.
Oh no.
Is that where he sticks his head through the zipper? He's got really big pants. No, that's something else.
What?
Oh, that's something. Probably.
Okay, I shouldn't have even brought it up. I'm sorry, everybody.
But no, he can just pull like anything. He can basically just make anything reality, which sounds really.
Oh, going back to Marvel, he has a
ridiculous.
reality stone.
You saying he has a reality stone?
I mean,
think
he
so.
basically does, but like in his mask, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. All right. Thanks, guys. Colin, since you are our honored guest, before you start talking about Blade, I think we're all going to simultaneously
Oh yeah, I've been waiting.
open
for
our
this.
new beverages.
We're gonna synchronize our Rockies.
yeah, everyone
synchronize the train.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh,
Perfect.
glorious.
Man, Butler, you got a bigger one over there, right? The 16,
Yeah, Butler.
24
yeah.
ounce.
Oh shoot,
make
he has a
those?
24 ounce.
I use my mouth.
Got a 64-ounce jug.
I don't have a beer.
That jug of Coors Light.
He opened his growler of Coors Light. That's why it didn't make a snapping sound.
I got the
I
most
know I
boring growler.
Paid $14 for this special glass bottle, but can you put some Coors Light in there for me, please?
Can you ruin it for all future beers?
Yeah, now that we've opened our beverages, Colin, do you want to talk a little bit about Wesley Snipes?
Absolutely. Wesley Snipes, an American-born actor. I don't know when he was born. I actually don't know a whole lot about Wesley Snipes.
Well, let's
Blade.
move into Blade.
Well, Wesley Snipes is Blade. I don't know
Yeah.
if you know, but they are one and the same.
They are, it's true.
And by the time the trilogy finished out, I mean, he was making sure everyone called him Blade.
Yeah, it's
You know,
true.
He was full on.
He was like that person that, like, you know for a long time and then tries to change their name.
Right.
Like, I'm not having this. I've known you for 15 years.
It's like, I'm not
Wesley.
Drew anymore. I'm Michael.
Right, like, Wesley, I'm not calling you Blade. And he just hands you another Post-it note and says, please,
that says, call me Blade.
please,
Signed Blade.
pay my taxes for me.
Blade.
Blade.
Signed Blade.
He,
I'm trying to
oh, is that why? It's because he's like, nah, I'm Blade the Vampire Hunter. I don't pay taxes. No one's paying me to hunt vampires.
Right.
His source of income is robbing vampires. That's how
just
they
watches.
Yeah.
He never takes anything else. Just watches.
Blade has one pawn shop that he goes to daily.
Right.
And the guy's just like, how many vampires did you kill? And he's like, 4 watches worth.
Right. And it's not just, but he also gets his vampire hunting supplies there. So this guy not only pawns watches, he's also in the back, like with a chemistry set, like cooking up like some garlic extract
Yeah.
and like loading it into
They
capsules.
just give him store credit.
Right.
He gets a higher percentage because he's selling it for store credit at the pawn
Right,
shop.
yeah, he gets like a pawn shop gift card.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, Blade. So he is a Marvel character, and he is not. I looked it up. I thought I was gonna be like, oh man, Blade. Everyone's turned off Black Panther or whatever, but Blade's really the first black superhero.
Absolutely.
But that is not true. Black Panther was created first, but Blade, basically he kind of like relaunched Marvel. I think they were kind of going downhill as far as
Right.
the movie franchise goes, not the comics. And he kind of brought it all back around. Anyway, so he is a vampire hunter. He's also a day walker.
Whoa, what's a daywalker, Colin?
That means his mama, when she was pregnant with Blade, got bit by a vampire after she was pregnant, so the baby's already in there. And so he became like sort of this hybrid where he has, and I quote, all the vampire's abilities, or good abilities, superhuman strength, sense of smell, sight, awareness, whatever vampires have, and none of their weaknesses except for the thirst. He needs that good blood.
He was the first person to have the thirst.
That's right.
And it was real for him.
That
Yeah.
first thirst.
That first thirst.
He's extra thirsty.
Which, it's funny because, like, they spend this whole trilogy trying to, like, we need to create daywalkers because we're tired of just hanging out at night in clubs. I want to go to the bank once in a while.
Right.
That way I don't have to keep pawning stuff.
I need to pay my taxes.
Sorry, Doc. IRS is closed tonight. I can't pay my taxes.
But, like, it's a pretty simple way that he was created. A guy just bit a pregnant woman while she was pregnant, and he was made. It's like, why don't you just try that?
Yeah, do that.
Right.
And he's always
You're
trying to steal
fucking
his
so
blood.
much in that club. Like,
I know. And then he's super, like, martial arts, but it blows over any of that. It's just like, oh, yeah, by the way, he trained or something. And now he's basically a ninja. But we won't get into how that happened. This old white man
Oh, maybe
taught
that's
him
the
some
thing
stuff.
is they keep like biting pregnant women, but they don't train them to do karate,
so they're just there.
so they don't gain the daywalker powers.
Yeah, so there's a ton of daywalkers out there, but they're just at the bank.
They don't really know.
They're just like, I'm just so thirsty. I don't get it.
I need some more clamato juice.
We head to this Jamba Juice because I can during normal business hours.
But yeah, he superhuman strength, speed, agility, stamina. His senses are enhanced. He also has an accelerated healing factor, which is important. even more accelerated if he's slurping on some blood.
He's basically
or getting thrown into blood pools.
Right. It's not quite Wolverine fast. Right. It's sort of, I guess, like Deadpool fast, or at least these Deadpool movies, where it's like, it might take a while or take like several days for like an arm to grow back. Now, he never gets an arm chopped off in the movie, but if it says he has all the vampire's abilities, there are vampires that get limbs severed and then they grow back straight up Deadpool
we can
style.
assume that he can do that as well.
Right.
Although that would have been great, like the end of 2, he gets his fucking arm chopped off, and then
that doesn't happen.
I'm saying it would have been cool.
No, it would never happen.
Oh.
Because Wesley Snipes would not allow it to happen. Because I don't know if you guys have watched... I had only seen Blade Trinity, which was
crazy. You always seen fucking Blade Trinity.
Like, when it came out, I think I saw it like from Blockbuster or something. I never watched it.
He was a big Ryan Reynolds fan.
Yeah, I know.
I rented that in waiting at the same time.
I skipped all the other scenes except for Ryan. Anyway, so... Oh man, I totally forgot. Oh yeah, Wesley Snipes. You can tell, especially from all the stories that came out after the movies were made, that he kind of refused to ever look bad. Like there's those moments in all generic superhero action movies where like the hero gets beat up.
Yeah, they hit their like low point.
Right, their low point or something bad happens. Now that happens technically in the plot and in the script, but once you get to that point, Blade never really gets roughed up. He always looks fresh. Yeah. He's never like, oh, I'm so hurt, or like, oh, I'm struggling. Like, he might be kind of slow and like whatever, but he's always in control to the point where
it's true. Yeah,
like toxic masculinity of just like, I need to be in control of everything. That's happening.
This movie trilogy is all about making Wesley Snipes look as cool as fucking possible.
Right, he never not looks cool. Like, they can be like beating him up, but he doesn't stop looking cool. He doesn't.
Right.
It's like, what? I'm still
always
cool.
looking at the camera with the sunglasses.
He, I think, has more poses than like any other superhero movie.
Oh, for sure.
He's always posing with his sword, catching his sunglasses in midair.
Right, but
people are always throwing them at him.
Right,
but he's not a poser.
He's not a poser. But he is so in control to the point that in the second movie, when old Ruckus from Walking Dead is like, guess what, Blade? I was a double agent for the vampires the whole movie. And we don't even know this as an audience. It's like a total...
It's a twist, yeah.
Oh, shit. Guess what? Blade's just like, I knew that.
The whole fucking time, you idiot.
Yeah.
I'm Wesley Snipes. It's my movie. You can't trick me in my movie.
So the plot goes to that low point, like, oh man, you just got betrayed. But it just like touches it really quick and then immediately skyrockets.
Yeah, because it's like 30 seconds. He's like, no, I knew.
It's like when you have that shitty friend when you're a kid and you're like play fighting.
Right.
And they just keep one-upping you. Like, you can never like get the best of them.
You'll never get... Wesley Snipes will not allow you to get... He's just like, I knew the whole time, and I planned for this. Everything is going according to my plan, even you capturing me and beating me up right now.
Even the director right now telling me to stop because that's not my line.
Fuck him. I'm in control.
Speaking of one-upping, though, you said that he has healing powers.
Yeah.
We have immunity to all energy.
What does that mean?
Sorry, I said energy. I used the wrong word.
Okay.
Injury. Yeah.
Oh, that is a totally different word.
Yeah.
So the mask cannot be injured while
well,
he is
not
in
while
the
that
mask.
mask is on.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Maybe I shouldn't have brought that one out yet.
That's pretty...
That sounds like a deep...
But I really wanted to one-up you.
No, like, even in the movie, like, the mask never really gets hurt, and no one ever gets the mask ripped off. Every time the mask is removed, it's voluntarily. Mm-hmm. Right. Besides maybe the dog, but that's like his boy.
But that shows that somebody can take it off.
They can take off the mask, but like I said, like, it's not willingly, because you could think if somebody's trying to take it off, he just Tasmanian devils away.
Right.
Because not only can he Tasmanian devil, he has super speed on top of that, where he doesn't have to spin to move real fast.
Yeah.
Right. Dodging shotgun shells.
Right.
And
not
then,
even dodging, he takes some of them.
Well,
that was
two different
Big Baddie.
scenes. When the lady, I forget her name, his landlord is shooting shotgun shells at him, he's just dodging them.
Yeah, like
later,
Bugs Bunny.
when the baddie has the mask on, they just shoot him in the chest like 6 times.
Oh, yeah, and he does the Oscar-winning scene.
Makes him pop back out.
Right.
Yeah, he just fires them like a light machine gun.
Oh, yeah,
Even though
yeah.
a
I
pistol-
forgot.
Yeah, first the bad mask does that, and then later, he gets it, and he's just like...
Right.
And,
Yeah. One of my favorite things is, because like I said, I hadn't seen this in like 20 years. So it was like Jim Carrey. It's kind of a fun movie. Thought he was going to be kind of like a hero
No.
at some point.
No.
But no, what he was like, he first got the powers and he's like, I have these abilities. I can be a superhero.
Right.
Then it cuts and he goes to his car mechanic that's
Right.
fucking him and he shoves a muffler up his ass.
Yeah, tight.
Like a really full
but
muffler.
it doesn't kill him.
It doesn't kill
somehow.
him.
I remember that there was that part in the Avengers where Jeremy Renner did that. Hawkeye, after he saved New York, he's like, I can be a hero. I'm not under Loki's control. Right. And then he went and shoved a muffler up a guy's ass.
Yeah,
Because that's what heroes do. They don't get fucked by car repairmen.
Right.
They
fuck car repairmen.
I think my favorite scene in the whole Mask movie is when some street thugs are threatening him. He's like, he says, "Come with me," or like they go after him. I don't know.
Right.
And then when they get in the alleyway, he's like being a carnival runner or whatever. I don't know what you call it.
Right.
Carnival Barker.
Sure,
Yeah.
Barker. So-
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
All
right.
right. And
I'm like Wesley Snipes. Never wrong.
Yeah.
so it turns
Lot of
into
weed,
like
dog?
a happy thing, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, he's blowing up balloons, he's making balloon animals for him. And then the last one he makes, he turns it, and it just disappears from being a balloon animal and turns into a Tommy gun.
Well, yeah.
Well, you
Everything just
forgot about the
sprays.
condom.
You forgot about that he has a sweet used condom
There was a
bag,
used condom.
which
Yeah, come on.
is the most disgusting. I can't handle it when movies do used condom. Like, this guy got a used condom tossed on his forehead. Like, that's fucking disgusting. Oh my god.
That is disgusting.
And I know that The Mask isn't a children's movie, even
Yeah.
though it looks kind of like one. I'm sure it was kind of marketed that way.
Right. And I did watch it as a child.
And I did too.
And I haven't watched it since.
And I didn't get the used condom joke because
I feel like
I
you
wasn't
could-
allowed to have sex with anybody.
Because you weren't using condoms, dog. Right. Just
I feel like
freewheeling
you could tell that it wasn't a kids' movies because if anybody puts on the mask, they don't have ears, and that's horrifying.
Right, but that's
Why
when I
the
saw
fuck
it.
don't they have ears?
Dude, do you
So they
think
can't
fucking
hear
Dorian-
Blade coming.
Dorian keeps his hair.
Yeah.
There's still no fucking
He
ears.
has sideburns on the mask. I noticed that. I was like, what is on his mask?
Yeah, why does-
they grow down the green part of the mask? I was like, oh,
I
what?
wonder why Jim Carrey's the only one that loses all facial features and hair.
Yeah.
Because, like,
Right.
hey, check me. Did you guys even watch Son of the Mask?
Okay, no, I looked it up though because after watching all those fucking Resident Evil movies and all this garbage that you guys fucking pin on me, I was like, no way, that has a 6% on Rotten Tomatoes. Fuck Jamie Kennedy, that was way past his prime. I'm not watching this, so I looked it up.
I mean, it was in 2005.
They leaned heavily into the Loki thing.
Yeah, I know. Alan Cumming is Loki, and he's trying to get the mask back.
Guess who's Odin?
It's Bob Hoskins.
It's fucking Bob
There's
Hoskins.
a lot of famous people in this garbage movie.
Yeah,
Right. I don't think they really understood what it was going to be.
And it
They're like, ooh,
was
the mask, that was great.
yeah, because they leaned. It's like it might be Loki, and then this one's like, yeah, Loki made that mask, and it's floating in the river again, full
Yeah.
circle. The first spoiler of the mask, and yeah, it goes instead of Edge City, which the mask takes place in, it goes to Fringe City.
Ooh.
Also, another weird thing, another weird Warner Brothers connection I noticed: the font. It
Of
was some
what?
of not only the titles but like
Oh.
the signs in
Sure.
the city. It was like that's like the Batman animated series font.
Right. It was
This is some
probably
Sony
inspired by.
Well,
it was
that's all they
influenced
had at the
by-
time. They didn't have all this fancy editing.
Yeah, it was like-
equipment. They couldn't
There
get
were 4
Comic
fonts.
Sans.
Yeah, it was
They
like
couldn't get Times New
yeah.
Roman.
it was like Sony where they were like,
Helvetica.
yeah, we made Spider-Man. What's this? PS3? Just put that Spider-Man font right across the
Who
box.
cares?
Doesn't matter. What are they gonna do? They're gonna web us. They're gonna goo us.
Does the mask goo anybody?
I don't remember any gooing.
Also, are there any fart jokes?
Man, I don't remember a fart joke.
Did they? Oh man, it must be classier than I thought. I thought there would surely be a couple fart jokes.
Well, there is sort of goo in Blade, but it still stays classy because in Blade 2, he gets thrown into a giant, like, bubbling pool of blood, right? But then he comes out, he, like, rises out like he's Neo or something, right? And he's instantly dry.
Yeah, he's
Even
the
as he's
driest.
coming out, it's like it's not even blood that's on him. It's like water.
Yeah.
like like they watered it down, so he just looks a little wet. And then camera
Glistening.
cuts to Ron Perlman, cuts back, and he's just perfectly dry.
Maybe
You think
he
that was
has
a request
like
from him?
vampire pores, so it like
Ooh.
eats all the blood.
No, it's because Wesley Snipes will never look bad.
They
what
like
I- yeah.
they like the PA brought him the blood. He was like, "All right, we're gonna throw this in the pool," and Wesley Snipes like smacked it out of his hand. And was
Right.
like, "What is this?"
I'm just gonna go do 100 push-ups and be glistening.
Right.
Yeah,
Like, that's going to mess up my vibe, bro. Like, I have to look clean, crisp. I am in control.
I can't
Right,
be
they-
wet because the joint that I'll be smoking off camera will get wet.
He's in control.
Well, they probably like cut for like 3 hours while he went and took a shower and got it all cleaned off, and then he came back and they.
I'm saying he was never in the pool. Body double got thrown in.
Oh, yeah.
And they just showed him from the waist up coming up.
I'm saying
got
he
in
was
the pool.
never in the scene.
That'd be
Yeah,
more-
I know the whole scene.
That'd be more efficient than what I said. For sure.
Yeah.
He wasn't even in the movie, bro. He was just in a trailer the whole time.
So he can instantly dry. The mask can instantly change clothes.
I know. It takes Blade a whole movie to change clothes.
What?
He changes
He
clothes.
has a ton
3
of
times.
outfits. They just look extremely similar.
Oh, okay.
If you notice, all the brooches and clasps
Yeah.
will change like each scene.
Oh.
But it's just very, it's black on black on black every time.
Good
He's-
eye.
he has his casual.
He does.
wear.
He has the same outfit, but it has less body armor. It's very casual. That's what he walks around during the day in.
Right.
Okay.
Just looking so good.
You gotta let people know you're the day walker. And then it's so
sure.
hot outside.
This leather is not breathing
Oh,
very
man.
well.
It's so thick.
The mask can instantly shave his face. So he's got the mad knife skills.
Oh shit!
He can turn his face into a coyote.
Yeah.
And
Looney-
let me
Looney
guess: does he
Tunes.
bark at a woman
Yeah, no.
or how?
whistle?
A whistle.
Come on,
Sorry, I said
come
bark.
on,
All right.
come on.
That
This
real
is classy.
cartoony whistle,
This is
you know?
class.
He makes fart noises with his mouth at a woman. As
This is what I wrote down, and this was late last night, and I was drunk. Kiss is so good, it'll fire a bitch's shoes off.
Oh, tight.
Because when he becomes a sexual predator to Cameron Diaz in the park, where he's dressed like a Frenchman, imitating Pepe Le Pew, which
Yeah.
is another like, where was this Warner Brothers like deal? Like
Yeah.
what is?
I
This?
think it just is. Let's just assume it is. It has to be.
He like dips her, kisses her, and she's just like, ah! And her shoes just fucking blast off.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's her spirit leaving her body and running away because she can't physically run
I
away.
like that, like
So she
Blade,
just-
or not Blade. I like that the mask has all these different outfits, and one of his outfits is sexual predator.
But just a quick
no
note,
mustache though, because no facial features.
He's not allowed to. Yeah.
Right.
I think Wesley Snipes would be pretty upset if the mask kissed him and he lost his shoes. It'd break his ensemble. He wouldn't look
right.
as dapper. You
But
know?
see, if that happened,
Blade
it would
would
be
just-
because Wesley Snipes decided.
He would call
See-
cut.
You guys have already lost because Blade. Even
Decides
if you
whether he
win,
wins.
he decided that
Right.
the mask won.
Right.
So I don't even know. I don't even know why we're doing this because it's already decided.
decided, bro. It's like stuff the audience doesn't even know. He's just like, I already took care of that. it's so good, and it makes even more sense. Excuse me, maybe less sense, because does the mask. I know he does, but what you wouldn't think is that Blade breaks the fourth wall.
He does. He looks at the camera a couple of
Like
times.
Ice Cube.
It's
status.
like
said,
not just once.
just like Ice
It's
Cube.
not like, oh, Ice Cube one time when the Ice Cube. Blade just does it randomly a couple times. There's a couple. I mean,
He
there's,
just
there's
all he
a
does
little
is
goofy.
spike the camera and then demanded that it stay in the movie. I feel like.
Right. He just hits you with those like fake contact lens eyes, and then looks away. And he does it a couple times. I think it's just in the first one. I don't remember it in the other two.
But it happens and it's canon.
Right.
But guys, we've tried to one up each other enough, and I feel like we need to actually get into this fight.
Yeah.
Joey, you can give me one more mask fact right now. Make it quick.
A weird Jack dude statue in the middle of a fight scene.
I don't know.
He
what
Was
the
it the
I don't know what
Oscar?
you said.
When he gets shot?
What are the words that just came out of your mouth?
Yeah, I misunderstood. Like I don't
Yeah.
understand any of it.
It was like an Oscar, but it was much bigger, and the dude was super jacked.
Yeah.
Oh,
And the
and
audience stands up and claps?
The audience stands
Yeah,
up
that
and
was the
claps.
Oscar. That was the Oscar bit. Like, he just did a great acting job.
Right. He did a
Yeah,
fourth wall
right.
bit.
Yeah. That was a
Yeah.
bad piece of trivia. I wish
So
you
that's
wouldn't have said.
what-
So we're the same.
But that's kind of like
He
mind control. He forced all those people to clap for him.
He does have
Those people don't exist.
He can
bro.
control
Yeah, that's
people's
true.
mind with a dance number.
Yeah, you can.
Oh yeah. he can.
I was just on the
hoping you'd use
Wikipedia, guys. Wesley Snipes cannot be hypnotized. It says immunity to hypnosis.
No, it is true. I saw that too.
Yeah,
Teleportation.
You can't
he's
be
immune to
hypnotized.
teleportation.
Oh, damn. All right.
He decides where you teleport.
So he's just the decider.
Wesley
Right.
Snipes has he can see all, and he's like Heimdall basically. He sees everything that's happening, knows everything that's happening simultaneously.
Except the IRS coming for him.
I say we take a
blind spot.
break and we call Wesley Snipes and we say who wins this fight. Because I mean, we
he
can't
won't
decide.
answer because
We
he only
can't.
goes by Blade. Okay,
Sorry,
so
we'll
you
call
can't-
Blade.
You can't call Wesley Snipes. You have to go to his trailer, and then even then, he might choke you out.
Right. But I'm sorry. Nick decides when we take a break.
Yeah,
not
and
Wesley
Wesley Snipes tells me when we take a break, so
Well, he just knows. He doesn't really say.
I feel it.
He's just
Yeah.
like,
Subconscious. Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
he just decides.
Oh snap!
Yeah, round
Joey's
two.
on his second show beer.
17th.
No. I have another free hand. What's it gonna do? Now, Wesley Snipes didn't decide I was gonna do another beer. So
All right, let's talk about what's happening with this fight. We haven't talked about it at all. I want to get into it.
I think it's got to be at the Cocobana
yeah.
Club. Just
Coco
I like
Bongo.
to Okay.
Coco
Bongo.
Havana
like my
Ramba.
dad. Kurderber.
Sorry,
Oh, it's a Qdoba.
they're fighting in a Qdoba.
All right.
Joey, what is everyone shut the fuck up.
Okay.
Joey, what's the name of the club in the mask?
Coco Bongo.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's the Coco Bongo.
That's close.
But fuck that, we're fighting in a warehouse.
What?
That's where Blade or an ancient looking building in the middle of New York.
Right.
See, I don't want to be repetitive though. Last week it was in a warehouse.
You're right. Okay,
Our
we're
audience
fighting in the
will get-
Coco Bongo.
Right.
Yeah.
But Blade still has the advantage because he's often attacking people's lairs.
In sex clubs.
Right. Yeah. Sexual.
That's
clubs.
true. It does start out in a vampire sex club.
This is
So
basically
right.
a sex club.
I feel like
Does the
Blade-
mask have a club where blood comes out of the sprinkler system?
He
Yeah.
can make it happen.
He could. It'd be a little less cartoony.
Right.
But,
But is it only happening in your mind though, bro?
What?
No.
No, I'm saying.
No, he makes it.
I
He
know.
makes it appear. Okay, so I think that Blade probably because he also hunts demons. He doesn't just hunt vamps. He's hunting demons. So
Right, but and I think maybe in that vein, he believes that the mask is demon or vampire,
Right.
Because in the movie, Ben Stein refers to Loki as a night god
That
who
is
only
true.
operates and is mischievous at night. So I think
Right.
Blade is on to
that's
that.
you know what? That's interesting because Blade is also very mischievous at night. Just
Is he Loki?
By mischievous, you mean disemboweling people?
yeah, but he's doing it with like a fun attitude sometimes.
Right, sometimes, just every now and then.
When okay. So this is happening at night because if it happened during the day, it would just be Jim Carrey standing there making a funny sound.
Yeah.
Right.
And hey, that's pretty formidable in itself.
Right.
Yeah, Blade's like, what do you? You're not trying your hardest to look cool right now. I don't understand.
Right.
And then a body falls from the alley, hits the ground. 23.
Oh.
And Blade's like, hold on, there's 23 stab wounds in this, and Jim Carrey's like, fuck. I was about to
Jim
do
Carrey says, that seems familiar. And then Blade's like, oh, you're a familiar? And then he disembowels him.
that. The end.
I knew you were gonna do that.
Because Blade's a daywalker, bro. He can hunt the mask during the day. I mean, obviously we won't do that because it's no fun. Like
Let's have a podcast about where he goes to look for Jim Carrey's apartment.
Him just like showing up in Jim Carrey's window in like early morning hours, and, like throwing a shuriken and just like killing Stanley Ipkiss.
I imagine him walking around in his casual wear,
Okay.
his cape and leather pants, going to each apartment building and like looking at the directory for days.
All right, so we're at the Coco Bongo.
Right. Let's be there.
He's looked at the directory.
It is
He knows
nighttime.
he's here.
He
Because he signed in.
the mask just got done with his sweet Elvis impersonation that he can do.
Yeah.
And I think John Wayne, he can do a lot of impressions.
Right.
He's very good.
Blade, very little impressions.
Yeah.
Not a great impressionist.
know,
He can impersonate somebody killing a vampire very good.
That's true.
But then
He can impersonate the Matrix, or maybe the Matrix impersonates him.
right.
It did come first.
So
That was nothing.
I know. That's why I was just trying to steamroll over that nothing.
Yeah, just roll over me, dog. Just come on. Just come right over me.
So Blade probably walks up and says something cool, like some motherfucker is always just trying to ice skate uphill.
Right.
Fuck taxes.
He walks in, says "fuck taxes,"
Yeah.
and then he goes at the mask with his daylight gun.
And then the
Just
mask.
flashes. He just
Just shining a light on him.
I think that's his first go. Well, his first go-to is usually throwing shurikens at people.
No, he's
Colin-
got that sweet machine pistol. I don't know
yeah.
if it's an Uzi or if it's a machine pistol, like in a case. It sort of looks like it could be either way.
Yeah, it's a futury gun, so obviously I think that wouldn't do anything.
and
to
he
the mask.
sprays silver. You know.
Well,
Ooh,
he's going
is-
to do one of two things. I think he's going to absorb them,
Mm-hmm.
or he's just going to dance around like a madman dodging them.
Yeah, because he can stretch himself and like dodge bullets and bounce around and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I would counter that Jim Carrey's mask doesn't absorb bullets. And I would argue that when he gets shot at the end and the orange juice comes out of him, that's just an illusion. You know, he never got shot. He's just making the orange juice come out of random.
Oh,
places,
he
but-
hit the reality gem on the Infinity Gauntlet.
Right,
there.
because I'm not trying to be petty, but
Sounds
he
pretty
does
petty, bro.
run every time. Like, even him, like, hypnotizing all the cops, it's so he can run away from them. So he has to know that there's a sense of, like, endangerment to himself, because whenever there's gunshots, the mask will do it in a silly way, but he usually takes off. Like, I gotta get away from this.
Okay, so Blade fires his machine pistol. He runs away, and then 3 nights later, he's back at the Coco Bongo, and Blade is like, I'm here still.
A dog man.
I've been sitting here the whole time, waiting for
Me
you
and
patiently.
Whistler have been carving steaks for you, fucker.
Just been sipping on some serum.
All right,
waiting for you.
Colin, as a bladesmithsman,
Okay.
That's the right name. You said it right.
take us through the intricacies of Blade's blade.
Right. Okay. So when hunting vampires,
Okay.
it's really important you start off with a little dose of reality because they're not real.
But you want to quench your blade.
right? You
and
want to
it's
quench it in the
blood
blood
of
of-
minute vampires, yeah.
other vampires,
Yes.
virgins. I don't know. Ancient. You want to quench it in the blood of ancient aliens,
Okay.
and you get that
I think
blood
it's
by
easier
watching
just
my
to
show
get it from
and
from virgins, probably.
this is the plug. Space Cash buys you the best weapons,
Okay.
so check me out.
yeah, but how do you make his little handle that flings out and explodes people's hands?
I'm sure you can make it, but I don't see the thing
Can I
about that.
commission that from you?
Yeah, dog, for sure.
Right. It's
Yeah.
got to have the spring things.
Oh, okay.
You'll figure it out.
They look like I think they're supposed to be like blades, but they look like just little.
They're just
like
sticks.
rods.
Yeah.
They do just look like little rods.
which is strange because then they like explode vampires' hands. So,
oh, maybe because they were silver.
right, but I feel like if you just like touch a vampire with silver, does he explode? Because the bullets they just kind of die and melt. I
guess
don't know.
it's
It
true.
doesn't make sense.
I thought silver was werewolves.
But
Also
it
vamps.
doesn't matter because the blade is titanium and
Yeah.
acid etched, which
Just to look cool.
right. But that
Just
wouldn't
to
do
say
anything to
that it's
titanium.
acid etched.
Right.
Yeah.
It was just
Does sound
it's just
cool.
nonsense compared
It
to the real,
sounds
real
super
world.
cool. But all right, so since the mask can whip everything out of his pockets,
Okay, is he also pulling out a blade sword?
Dang.
2 of them.
Oh snap! So it's like Star
I'm
Wars,
one-upping
where
you
it's
again.
like
Right.
I have one
pulls out a
lightsaber.
blade, and then another blade just pops out of it.
And then, can he make himself a General Grievous and just start spinning the
Yeah.
blades?
Now he has 4. We decided.
Now he has
okay.
4. He's Goro. He's got 6.
Oh shit!
That's the fucked up thing is that like I want to be like call bullshit. I can't call bullshit
You
on any
can't.
of this.
You
He
can't
can
call
be
bullshit
all of
on
that
Because
stuff.
of Toon Force.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking they turn out that they're like spaghetti or something. You know, like because he'll pull out a gun and it's like doesn't do anything. You know, it's a
Right,
goof.
like he pulls out all those guns and
Yeah.
then people
So-
run away and it just says bang on them.
It's he goofs you.
Okay,
He makes you think
so
it's
Blade
scary and
like
then goofs
gets
you.
his like sword thrown out of his hand and then he the Goro mask goes to kill him with one of the blades, and it's just spaghetti.
No, I was thinking.
Oh my god! And for the first time, no, I was gonna say for the first time he looks uncool. Blade probably catches it with his teeth and just like slurps it up real quick.
Right.
It looks
Yeah,
really cool.
Lady and the Tramp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I was thinking he does the whole gun scene with the bang, the whole just that scene basically. But Blade says, "I knew it." I knew
that's
you were
why I
gonna do
didn't
that.
move.
He catches his spaghetti and he's like, I should have brought some sauce.
Oh.
Or he says like, here's some sauce, and then he goes to stab the mask.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But then he probably misses because the mask just turns to like a jelly man or
jelly
I don't know.
So what the fuck are you guys gonna do with against these Chalk Zone type powers?
Take me through the Chalk Zone type powers.
Yeah.
I watched the cartoon when I was younger. So are you saying the mask is a piece
Ruby's
of...
got the chalk. What?
He has a magical piece of chalk that he goes into
In
a
his
different
pocket,
dimension?
yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, well, in this, it's paint, but it's totally Chalk Zone powers. Shout out to Chalk Zone.
I'd like to also shout out Chalk Zone.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd
guys-
like to say that I've never seen it.
Okay.
Butler,
Or maybe I
how do you feel
remember
about
it
Chalk
vaguely.
Zone?
I'll shout it out, but I've never seen it.
Thank you very much. Pretty much, he pulls out a paintbrush and a fucking thing, and he can paint whatever he wants. And not only can it appear, it can interact with something that doesn't make any sense either. Case like to give you an example, he paints a flush like lever on a tree. That's surrounded by water in a club, meaning that it's not connected to anything.
Right.
Flushes it,
Uh-huh.
and that water goes away.
Oh. Okay, but it's not water he created, right?
No.
Damn.
It's true. Yeah.
Okay, so he just paints another blade and then runs away. Oh my god, he paints a toilet flusher on Blade and flushes
Flushes
him
him away.
Flushes all the blood out.
Whoa, and then
Boom.
he has to feed.
Game
Okay,
set.
hold on. We haven't gotten to this. Blade's a fucking vampire.
Yeah.
Do you think he's gonna suckle on that mask blood? And
What
if he
blood?
did, would it
That
just
sweet mask.
would it just come out like orange juice?
right? It's just orange juice.
Okay,
Yeah,
I want this
the
fight
mask-
to just sort of turn into the mask just keeps pranking Blade. So let's go on that.
Yeah, like he stabs himself a bunch
Yeah.
to distract Blade. He's like he looks thirsty, and then he just stabs himself a bunch and just bleeds fake blood. And then Blade's like under him, just
He's like,
kind
oh,
of
it's cats up.
says "cats up" because I feel like that's something Wesley Snipes would say.
Yeah, because he doesn't consume it normally because he's trying to stay fit.
Yeah,
But
Right. Does he then try to be like strangely intimate with the mask while he sucks up that blood? Because in Blade 1, she's like, "Hey, take my blood and you'll be stronger," and he's like, "Okay."
oh, it's basically a sex scene.
Right, but
He's like
she
humping her while he's
doesn't
sucking
really
her blood.
want it, and then I don't know. It's really creepy. This is right after he bones his mom. It's the whole
what?
thing.
He does not have sex with his mother.
Oh.
Right, but he does take a bone and kill her with it.
Yeah.
So he does bone his
he
mother.
bones his mom.
His mother, who has been having her sex with the main bad guy for like 30 years. It was
with
so messed
Frost?
up.
Yeah.
Right. I had never seen it, so I was like, oh, I bet this is some illusion, or they would never do this in a mainstream movie. No.
No,
His mom's just been
that
banging
might
the
be
bad
the
guy.
one thing that Blade never saw coming.
Right.
Oh my god, is the mask having sex with Blade's mom?
We can't do this again.
We've done it too many times.
Probably.
Okay, well,
No, she could. Well, he boned her, so he can't because she's dead.
damn. R.I.P. Okay.
R.I.P.
Blade's
Blade's mom.
Damn.
I just want to shout out Chalk Zone, Blade's mom, Will Willis from Forge and Fire,
Tight.
the guy from the Ancient Alien meme.
Okay. Keep going.
Okay, I also want to shout out...
How fire Cameron Diaz is in The Mask.
Right.
She
She's pretty
saves
fire.
the day with how hot she is.
Shout out to
Yeah.
objectification, guys. You know, it saved the day.
I feel like you painted me into a corner. Nick, take us out.
Yeah, let's
You
let's
can
get out
paint
of this.
yourself out of the corner with your mask powers.
All right, I'm going to stop you right there, Colin,
right.
because you are trying to make Joey look like a sexual predator, and he's my brother, and I can't let you come on my show, and you just try and make my brother look bad. We're going to take a break. We're going to have a talk with Colin about how we
Interact with Joey.
how we behave on our podcast.
Okay.
We'll straighten him out, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we're back, but that's only because Wesley Snipes decided it was time for us to continue this podcast.
He did.
We sat in Butler's garage in silence until we all felt
The presence.
presence and were compelled to come sit down and continue recording.
Was it that, or was it those post-it notes that kept sliding under the garage door?
Go now.
But what's
Blade.
weird is I feel that same Wesley Snipes presence all the time in my garage.
Right.
Just in your garage?
Just in my
Is
garage.
he haunting your garage?
I think so.
Do you smell a ton of weed?
Constantly.
Do you see a
Is that what
body
you
double standing in the corner?
Is that what you tell the police officers when they're like, this reeks of weed, and you're like, Wesley Snipes is nearby?
Wesley Snipes was here. In
And
spirit.
they're like, whoa, I want his autograph
Right.
and to take him back to jail.
Dang.
Oh, he went there.
I know. We'll stop going there. He paid his debt to society, guys. But can everyone lay off of Wesley Snipes now, please?
He had to leave the country. Okay.
He did 3 years in
Bring
jail.
him back.
Okay.
Right.
And he was probably, man, you know that everyone in prison was so psyched that Wesley Snipes was there. Like, he was like, yeah, I did my nickel, but for 3 of those years, Wesley Snipes was there, and he told us about New Jack City.
Right.
And then made us get him cigarettes and weed.
I for like a year, he pretended to be Froze, like he was Demolition Man. he gets really into those characters. Just stood in his cell like he was frozen.
But naked in the fetal position on the
Right.
floor,
Oh,
not
yeah.
moving.
And he had dyed his hair blonde.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
So, we're back talking about Blade and the Mask and their ensuing battle. So, I think what's going to happen is, because the Mask likes to run away from fights, I think this battle is sort of ongoing. This might be the longest Very Real Tournament battle that we've ever done, because it's going to go on forever.
Right.
Blade is constantly hunting the Mask at night. Can't find Stanley Ipkiss's apartment to go in and
Even
stake
though the
him.
police could with ease.
The police
Blade
did.
can't. He doesn't talk to the police.
No.
No, Blade.
Of course not.
No, Blade's not going to. The
Because
vampires
he's got
own the
familiars.
police. Yeah,
The
He's
police
got
are-
weed on him.
Right.
Blade has weed, and he knows that the cops are owned by the vampires.
That's right.
So, and I think the vampires are on Blade's side, or on Blade's side. They're on
jeez.
the Mask side. Like,
They're
this
on
fucking
weed
guy
side.
can take him down.
Right.
But I think this happens for a long time, and the Mask just keeps sort of trolling Wesley
Yeah,
Snipes.
Looney tuning him.
Looney tuning him. He just becomes Blade and starts hunting vampires.
Real quick side
Better
note.
than Blade.
Oh, he emasculates him.
Yeah. What, Butler?
I think that the Mask would be really horrifying if he was also a vampire, because his teeth are so huge. He
Right.
would just have massive vampire teeth.
Yeah.
Which is like a hybrid
You're
where he
welcome for
doesn't
that.
suck the blood. With his massive teeth, he instead just like chews up people.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You
He's
just
like one of those
consumes
chatter
them.
teeth things.
Oh, yeah.
He can also shoot his skull out of his face and his mouth out of his
Skull. Oh,
and his
Right.
tongue out of his mouth.
And Blade's like, I was in Blade 2 and saw those open-faced vampires. This is the most horrifying thing that I've ever seen in my life.
Right.
But he maintains his cool.
yeah.
But he did see the blood god get torn apart, and then all the blood just kind of magically pull itself back together. And he didn't even blink at that.
Yeah.
He was just like,
But-
whatever.
But, like I said, it's the most horrifying thing he's ever seen.
Right.
Even more horrifying than the Blood God.
Oh, okay, it is.
Yeah.
I'm on board.
Hey, this is
Fact.
Very Real Tournament, and the stakes are high.
The stakes are high.
Oh.
Blade gets his stakes high with his marijuana. Right.
I was thinking he's meat like steaks.
Oh.
And smoked meat.
Oh, okay. So, and I think this whole time, Blade is trying to get Whistler. He's like, Whistler, stop making fucking vampire shit. I don't care about that anymore. I'm trying to hunt this one guy. We need to find his weakness. So he sets Whistler up. But because they're battling for decades, he has to keep getting new Whistlers. He's like, hey. He goes to like
First, Whistler got glaucoma, had to retire.
Yeah, well, no, he constantly dies and comes back, but I think finally he just finally dies of old age, and he has to give the leg brace to a new old man. He just goes to like an auto body shop.
That's his torch.
And finds like, hey, did you lose your family to vampires? He's like, no, I have a family. He's like, well, get in the car.
I
Not anymore,
deem you the
motherfucker.
new Whistler. Here's this leg brace.
Here's your honorary leg brace. He's like, my legs work fine.
Here's your leg brace,
Not
and
now.
here's your dead family.
I killed them.
Come back with me and make me weapons.
You know who killed him? It was the mask. You can see it from all the chatter teeth.
Oh, what if instead of having Whistler making weapons, he has Whistler... he gets a bunch of Whistlers together and makes them like a swing band?
An army of
And so,
whistlers?
you know, like, what was that big swing? What
Yeah,
is
like
it?
the big band.
Right, and then so that's how they attract the mask every night. It's like boom, 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 boom,
Oh,
boom, boom,
snap.
boom, boom.
Okay,
And-
so eventually he gives up on trying to make cool weapons. Like learn how to play the bongos.
Right, we have to get him
Right.
here. That's the more important thing.
Okay, but I think this whole time the mask is just trolling him.
Yeah.
Like Whistler's like, oh, I'm gonna go pick up a copy of the of the movie Money Train,
Oh, okay.
and
Not Moneyball, Money Train.
Wesley Snipes was in Money Train.
Oh, okay.
And he looks and he's like, let's play this movie. And Wesley Snipes looks at the DVD. He's like, oh, this is a great movie. It's The Mask instead of Wesley Snipes with Woody Harrelson.
Oh God.
White men can't jump. White masks can't jump.
Damn. Demolition Mask.
New Mask City.
Dang.
Butler, come up with one.
I don't have one.
Okay.
I give up.
I'm trying to think of one more.
Wesley Snipes movie.
Mask Trinity.
Okay. There it is.
Ryan Reynolds teams up with the mask and tries to be funnier. He takes his own movie. Well, Wesley Snipes hated that movie, so he was probably like, this one's fine.
Right.
He can have that one.
Right.
But you're not going to take Jungle Fever from me. Mask Fever. And he, like, I think the mask is slowly chipping away at Blade's, like, cool demeanor. Getting more, like, every time he goes to, like, a blood club to get vampires, the mask has already killed them all or something.
Right. And then he's goofing while he does it, too.
Yeah.
It's not cool at all.
It's
There's just like a
Really?
VHS tape, and he plays it, and the mask just, like, puts all their clothes inside out and embarrasses them.
Right. And all the bodies are in like weird, precarious ways, laying on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're spelled out like it says like fart.
No,
It's
they're all
spelled
doing
out
the
humans.
Congo when he shows up.
Right, but they're
the
dead
blood
bodies
rain.
doing the conga. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, it's like skeletons doing the
Right.
Right.
and
And this is all affecting Blade's ego.
Yeah.
Which I don't think he can be killed by normal means, but definitely that cool factor
Yeah.
is what really, destroys him on the inside.
right.
Do you think people steer clear of the Coco Bongo when this is going on, or do you think people are into it?
I feel like that's the entertainment.
What, like Blade and the Mask fighting
Yeah.
once a week?
Right.
Yeah.
But
Like-
his camera Diaz.
Like, do they do it every Thursday night and it attracts a crowd, or?
Yeah. Oh, the mask goes around and puts up flyers, and also has the familiar symbols on them
Oh.
to get all the vampires. And he's like, "It's a blood party, gang. Bring a human."
And he just dunks on
Does he send
Blade.
Whistler out?
He always invites Blade like an hour after the rest of the people, so Blade gets there and they're all dead. But they all spell out like wiener.
It's like that. It's like that scene in Space Jam where they chain like the opponents to the ground,
Yeah.
and then the person can like feel good and dribble around them and score on them.
Yeah,
yeah.
I got it.
Right. I'm there now. It
I
took
don't
me just
remember
a
this
second.
scene where they're chaining people up.
It's when they're on the other planet, right?
Yeah, it's the amusement park planet.
Oh.
Yeah, they chain they want to chain the basketball players so kids can like dunk on them.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like
And shit in
chained
their
up
face.
Lolo Bunny. that's
No,
something
we're not-
else. That's another.
We're not
that's
going
a,
there. We're not
That's
going
an
there.
internet thing. That's
Don't
something
search that,
else.
Butler.
I had my hands on the keys.
Okay, so I think eventually
It's
Blade,
already in purple. The link.
yeah, Blade has had enough, and he's like, "All right, I'm gonna cut this fucking mask off of this bozo." He calls him a bozo.
Whoa.
Damn.
Oh, okay. So okay. In Blade 1, he has those like serum syringes, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And we're just gonna pretend, for the sake of it, that when it goes into vampires, right, it makes them like blow up real big,
Oh, yeah.
and they expand
Yeah.
and get real nasty. Okay, well, and just play with me here.
I'm playing
the
in
mask-
space with you.
Okay, tight. The mask is a night god, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think maybe some of the same rules apply, or at least he pretends that they apply. You know, the mask like Goose with him, so he sticks the mask with some of those syringes, right? And the mask starts to expand.
Oh, okay.
And maybe the mask starts to come off his face
Sure.
a little. And does he cut it off? You think the mask explodes off Ipkiss at that point, or do you think he cuts it off while he's in like that
I
expansion?
think he cuts it off because that would be cooler for Blade to
Right.
do.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
For sure.
Because
Yeah.
his name's Blade.
Yeah.
Okay. So he cuts it off, or maybe like, suplexes it off or something. Oh, he takes the giant balloon mask and picks him up and suplexes him, and
Yeah.
that like explosion of air pops the mask
Okay.
off.
And he's like, I'm gonna see what this motherfucking mask is about.
Right.
The
what he
mask
would
calls to him. He's like, you can fight vampires, but goofy. But like in a silly way. And Blade's like, well, I still want to kill all the vampires, even though this guy's annoying, but I think I beat him. So he puts the mask on. He tornadoes.
Yeah.
But guys, I think something happens when he puts a mask on.
Right.
And that's that he doesn't look like Wesley Snipes anymore. He looks like Wesley Snipes with a green, goofy mask on.
Big teeth.
With big teeth. Bigger vampire teeth.
Yeah, goofy looking ones.
He can hardly talk. And he looks in the... Wait. He looks in the mirror. But can Blade see himself in the mirror?
I don't know.
I don't know,
Can
you
vampires see themselves in a mirror? That's the
Or is
real
it-
mind bender, you know?
Or is it people that can't see the vampires?
Right.
Shit.
But he is half human.
The mirror dimension? No,
So
okay,
he
we're not going there.
He can see
Doctor
half
Strange
of his
comes
face.
out.
Can he see half of his face?
Yeah.
in
He
the
can see
mirror?
it.
What if he sees like the wooden mask in the mirror, even though his face is the green mask and it's like
Whoa.
the embodiment? Okay, continue.
It's too much.
Never
Too
mind.
much.
Somehow
We're not
he
gonna get into
sees
that.
himself in the mirror. And he's like, damn.
I look goofy as shit.
Okay, he can't see himself in the mirror, but Blade can break the fourth wall. So he breaks the fourth wall and sees himself in his own movie as the mask. And the movie has gotten too goofy. He has become too goofy.
Yeah, he like tries to catch his sunglasses and misses them.
Right.
When New
They
Whistler
turn
throws it
in-
at him.
Right, they turn into a balloon animal or something.
They
It's-
turn into those big goofy glasses that you wear that are like triple the size of your face.
It makes-
glasses?
Yeah, and it makes a sound effect that's like, like,
Yeah.
I don't know, fart noise when he catches them.
Yeah.
Right.
There's no techno
It
music.
needed
When he
one.
jumps, it makes a boing boing sound.
Every time he kills a vampire, it makes that sound.
Makes a boing boing sound. When he stabs somebody, it's like a slide whistle.
So is he off doing all this for a minute and then he like comes
Yeah,
back?
like I
or-
think he's like, I'm gonna go use my new powers. I feel
Right.
powerful.
Right.
I'm gonna go kill some vamps with my mask.
Right, and they're right there. It's they got the familiar club.
Right,
They're
so-
probably all watching.
Well, they saw the flyers.
Right, so he starts doing it, and it's making all the sound effects, and he's like, everyone's laughing at him. And no one laughs at Blade. Damn. I didn't laugh during any of those movies. I was just like impressed about how many poses Wesley Snipes can make with like a sword or sunglasses. So yeah, I think he's just like, this breaks him finally. Like, he's been trolled by the mask for like 50 to 200 years. Let's say 200 years he's been trolled by this mask. All of his his whole filmography is erased. At this
Empires have risen and fallen.
No, they're not. His movies aren't erased. They're now more highly regarded. But the mask is playing all his characters.
That's what I'm saying. His like personal, him being in the movies, is
for sure.
gone. It's all and every Blade movie makes as much as like Infinity War did, or every Wesley Snipes, every mask movie.
There we go.
Yeah. So Blade's like, all right, fuck it. I'm just gonna kill myself.
Right.
So he takes out his wooden stake. Does he ever use a wooden stake? He doesn't.
Not in the movies.
Okay, it's
no.
not cool enough.
It's like a silver.
He takes out his
stake.
silver stake and he stabs himself, but he can't die.
Yeah, no way.
Because he's fucking immune to that shit.
Right.
He's just like a jelly rubber thing. He
Not
just
only is
stabs
it
himself,
mute, yeah.
and then it bounces back out and makes a boing noise.
And then it just goes into a vampire's heart.
Right.
And he's like,
just
that was
oops.
kind of cool, but he's like, oh, and he drops to his knees.
He's just weeping, stabbing himself.
And it's just like hitting whoopee cushions and hidden pockets in his thing. And it's just even more uncool.
Yeah.
And he's just like weeping harder every time he stabs himself.
and yeah, he's crying, and that's not cool either.
And there's
Right.
like a
Never
dorky
cries.
looking kid just laughing at the situation.
Yeah, in slow motion with that
Yeah, he
deep,
has like
oh,
he has like a pinwheel
laugh.
cap.
That's
a
exactly what I
lollipop.
imagined. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
and,
for sure.
and Stanley Ipkiss is fucking his mom.
Right. And at this point in time, pinwheel hats are like
Back
all
in.
the rage.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
back
Right.
in.
All right, so I think Blade is over it at this point. He's gonna stick his blade like down. He's just like, I'm gonna fucking just kill myself with this blade, but he swallows it. Like how he swallows that.
Eats the blade.
Yeah, that hilt is sticking out of his mouth, and then he remembers, and he says, "Thank you," and his hilt explodes like it does. The prongs come out, and it blows the mask off, and his whole face.
So he's dead?
Yeah, but he looks good again.
Well, yeah,
Okay,
he's,
good.
he's dead, but like his face explodes. You see the chunks of his face
Yeah.
fly across the room, but then when the camera cuts to him falling on the floor, his face is back. He's dead still, but he looks pristine.
Yeah.
And you know, dies.
He's in a cool pose too.
Oh, for sure.
And that weird.
Like the blade when the mask flew off, the sword like flew out of his mouth and like landed in his hand really cool. And he's dead. And his sunglasses fall right back on his eyes.
Yeah.
Oh,
And the mask just farts and runs away.
No, okay, so to bring it back to Blade, the mask flies up in the air, right? Slow motion. And then Stanley Ipkiss raises his hand up in the air, doesn't look up, just keeps looking forward. The mask in his hand catches it, boom, cue techno music, just like a Blade movie,
Yeah.
and then he brings it down super cool and puts it on his face.
I think he blows it off like it's like a smoking gun. Like
Oh, perfect.
puts it on his face, and then what's he say? Nick, you nailed it earlier.
Somebody stop me.
Oh, I was thinking smoking, but
Oh,
sure.
some
he blew off the
motherfuckers are
smoke.
always trying to ice skate uphill.
Yeah, he has a little bit of Blade in him now.
Sure.
Because he's still mocking him, obviously. Those movies are doing too well for him to give that up.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
it's like a poster child for some
Right.
movies.
Well, he had to rob a bank earlier, so
Yeah.
now that, like, the deal with, like, you know, it comes like cable, like Demolition Man plays on TBS, like, over and over again. He's just raking in money.
Yeah.
Residuals.
Awesome. Yeah.
Those residual checks, those
This
residuals.
is so fat. I don't have to go to rob the bank anymore. That same bank over and over.
All right, guys, we did it. We found it.
Yep.
Death by exploding face, but still looking so cool.
Oh, yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Very Real Tournament. It's been a blast having Colin Sage on here. Colin,
Yep.
before we get out of here, do you want to like plug some of your stuff for us?
Oh,
Let the
yeah,
listeners
for
know what's
sure.
going on.
So, speaking of Blade, I make blades.
Yes.
I don't make masks.
Oh.
But yeah, check me out, Hippo Head Forge. You know, Instagram, Facebook, website, hippoheadforge.com. I don't mess with that very much, so maybe just like Instagram, because Facebook is also kind of garbage. I don't tweet, because what do I have to say other than, hey, it's sharp.
Hit a knife.
Yeah, so check me out. You're welcome to, like, interact with me. I like talking with fans. I got a lot of fans. You know, there's a lot of them that also want to have sexual relations.
Oh, please.
And you want more of that, right?
Right. Oh, yeah, definitely. I love it when I get a message that's like, hey, congrats on winning the show. Really liked your episode. And I'm like, oh, cool. Thanks for the love. I get a lot of these messages. Appreciate it. And then immediately after, like, oh, by the way, I'm 5 miles away. Let's hook up. Boy, I'm also a 60-year-old man, which there's nothing wrong with that. But it's like,
well, people,
really, second message?
right.
Like, if you're gonna be that brave, just do the first time. Just be like, hey, saw you, let's fuck.
Yeah.
Instead of, you know, luring me in with like, hey, good job, really like that. Oh, okay, thanks. Oh, anyway, you down?
Yeah.
Like,
So yeah, make sure to let all your fans know where you're flying to fuck somebody that
Right.
invited you.
No, please don't.
Oh,
just,
okay.
If you want to, if you really want to have sex with me, maybe just don't. And we can still talk. We can still be friends. I'm not hating on anybody that does that.
Right.
But maybe
That has sex.
Right. I'm not hating on anybody that has sex, but maybe just don't have that sex with me. So yeah, I love all my fans, even the ones that are more a little rough around the edges or want to rough up my edges.
Ooh.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you for all the love. Contact me. Contact this great group. Nick,
Oh, yeah.
why don't you tell them about it?
Yeah. Oh, I will. Yeah, you can check us out at vrtcast.com. That's our website. Feel free to email us and tell us that you want to have sex with us.
Oh.
Yeah, we would appreciate it.
Yeah, we want that.
I do it all the time, but I think it's getting old.
Yeah, I'm no longer excited about
Colin
Colin's weekly email about wanting to have sex. Yeah, you can also find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Just look up VRTcast. We're on there doing some posts, I guess you could say.
Big thangs.
Big thangs. And we're always checking out Colin's Insta, Hippohead Forge. We love it. We're doing that. We just decided to get that synergy going. So it's been a blast, Colin. Thank you for coming on the show.
No problem.
All right, guys. Let's get out of here and go fight each other with those blades that Colin brought, because they're pretty fun looking. Butler's wife's gone. She's not going to tell us to stop.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Don't stick the handle in your mouth.
Oh, did you make...
Or maybe do and then send that picture to some of my fans. I don't know. I like it.
Oh, with some connotations,
Oh,
maybe?
it's getting weird.
Okay. All right, guys. Let's get out of here. I'm Nick Potter.
I'm Joey Potter.
Colin Sage.
Butler Carter.
And it hasn't just been real. It's been a very real. Aaron, this is VRT, the new class.
Oh.
Yeah.
We got a new classmate.
First class?
It could be first class.
Okay.
I get to be Kevin Bacon.
Okay.
Always.
I'll be Michael Fassbender.
Okay. Oh, damn.
Think I have a huge
Prophecy, you're going to kill me by
Yeah.
the end of this.
dick.
Oh, fuck. This is bad.
Yeah.
This is bad. I tried.
I want to be the guy that flies with his energy rings that come out of his chest.
He doesn't fly.
He doesn't fly.
Oh, I thought he... No, it's the girl. She, screams and it makes her fly.
No, it's the
super
dude.
ugly dude.
It's the super ugly dude who screams, and his name's Banshee.
One of those. It's
Yeah.
so stupid.
Yeah, we got.
I really like the movie except for that part.
Yeah, we absolutely have to take
And
it
the guy
back.
was like, I gotta make rings with my body.
He does the hula hoop dance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got an air conditioner on his chest.